Hey everybody. So I'm coming to you guys today because I was watching Justin J this morning, the King of Reads. And for the record, even though I have made that video about Justin J, that does not mean that I don't watch him. I saw a lot of people commenting under my video saying that they've unsubscribed. But, you know, regardless of the issues that I have with Justin J, I still find him somewhat entertaining, even if I don't agree with everything he says. But anyway, towards the end of his video that he posted this morning, he actually addressed my video. At least that's what I think it is, and you guys can be the judge of that. So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys take a listen to it. And he also finally addresses the issues with Adrian Xpression. Okay, so go ahead and listen in and tell me if you think he is talking about my video.
My videos talking about a situation that these folks have no knowledge of and making speculations based off some tweets and some points of reference or something. I'm just like, oh my gosh. But with that being said, I want to address this person first who made this video, who did not show their face. The people always love to do that. First and foremost, I am an anti-capitalist because I know what capitalism is doing to black and brown folks. And if you don't have the mental capacity to be able to understand that, I can't do nothing for you. Justin J, the King of Reads, is not the same King of Reads that he was 5 years ago, 2 years ago, or even 2 minutes ago. I'm forever evolving and forever changing. And my content has evolved. I can't be out here putting out 2005 music when it is 2019. I'm learning and I'm evolving and I'm listening to my black and brown folks talk about the things they have experienced and how hard they are working to survive in this capitalist society. All of us are under the boot of capitalism. That boot is on our neck and it's damn near killing a lot of us. Okay, so I am not going to be out here telling false truths to make anybody feel any type of way. And I will always say, if you do not want to support me, you do not have to. And I don't know what is wrong with folks being honest and saying that this is the stuff that I've experienced. I've experienced eviction. I've experienced homelessness. A lot of people who watch me have experienced this. They have reached out to me and asked me, how did I get approved for an apartment with an eviction on my record? I am not going to ever get in front of this camera and lie to you all. I don't want anybody to ever feel like that I am better than anybody just because I have 100 and something thousand subscribers on YouTube. I want you to feel like that you can talk to me about anything and that this is a safe space for you to tell me what is going on with your life. To the comment of me needing to find a job, sis, you have no idea what you're talking about. Just because you're not willing to bet on yourself does not mean that I shouldn't bet on my own self. There are so many people who believe in the King of Reads brand that when I said something about needing support for the brand, someone instantly sent me $1,000 to support the King of Reads brand. So just because you don't have anybody like that supporting you right now at this time does not mean they're not going to support me. Just because you don't have the energy to bet on yourself does not mean that I am not going to bet on myself. Please stop projecting your insecurities on me. This has always been my brand. Even when I was loud and wrong, I was always honest. I love being honest and I love being authentic. That way the people gravitate towards me more because they just like, he's just like me. And true enough, I am. I'm not going to put on this fake smile. When I'm going through some stuff, I'm depressed, I'm going to let you know about it. You don't have enough information to be able to make that judgment off of me. But I know you have enough information to put a video out to get clicks and views to be able to pay your bills, which I understand. And shout out to you. To the end point of so many conversations about what is going on with For the Culture Podcast and Adrian Xpression. Adrian Xpression is my friend and he will always forever be my friend. No, he is no longer on For the Culture Podcast. Adrian has chose to do what he's doing and produce music and produce more content on his YouTube channel. There was a situation that happened a couple of months ago and I did not comment on it and I did not respond to it and I didn't talk about it publicly out of respect of the friendship. But I have noticed recently that the respect was not given to me as well. So since the respect was not given, I will tell the truth of what really happened. There was a situation where my friend came over my house with another person and both of them were extremely intoxicated. When I was trying to speak to the person that he was with, that person got a little bit rowdy and ended up putting their hands on me sexually. They ended up slapping me on my butt and slapping him on his butt as well. So the whole situation was extremely uncomfortable and I said, these people must be intoxicated because I can smell the alcohol and girl, this is a little too much. So we came inside my apartment to watch Game of Thrones. When they left after watching Game of Thrones with me, They grabbed the bottle that they brought that was half empty and they took it back with them. But being that both of them were intoxicated, I did not know if that was a good idea, considering that they are taking a bottle of alcohol that has been opened in a car. And Georgia is very, very serious about DUIs and driving under the influence. I did not know how to engage it or how to stop it. So I just said, you know what? I can only do so much, and I will bring the conversation up later. I brought this conversation to them after taking time to myself to think about how I was going to say it, and they did not take it well. Understandable. But me as a friend, I will always be honest and do the best I can to protect my friend from themselves and from other people. I have always been very genuine. I have always supported my friend, and I will continue to support him to this day. I want you to name any time where you think that I have not been genuine. When my friend moved up here, I helped them move into their apartment. When my friend went to the Beyonce concert, I picked them up from the airport. When I was asked to interview the cast of Love at First Night for the next season, I invited my friend with me. I am the person who reached out to the Grapevine to get For the Culture podcast on the Grapevine. I am the person that was asked to host a queer space at Morehouse a couple years ago, and I asked my friend to come with me and help me host it. I was the person asked to come to Tuskegee to host a homecoming gay party. I asked my friend to come with me to host it with me to get visibility. Every opportunity that has been presented to me, I have always asked my friend if they were interested in doing it with me to get them visibility. I have always supported my friend to reach the sky with their goals and anything they wanted to do. I have always supported Black creators. I've always brought new folks on my YouTube channel as well as bring them on the podcast, also on kingareads.com. I want to amplify and uplift voices who are doing the same thing that I.
All right, Justin. You dragged me enough, boy. I made it. No, I'm just kidding. In all fairness, because I made that video, I think that anybody, it would only be fair if that, considering the fact that he actually addressed it, but it's only fair that if I say something about him, he has the right to respond to it. So if I'm wrong, he has the right to refute that. I ain't mad at Justin for doing that. That's fine. But the issue that I have with Justin is that it seems to me that he seems to have his butt up on his shoulders a little bit about the fact that my video, it sounds like my video anyway, my video has shed light or has made people think about some of his behavior over the last several years. Okay, I looked at the comments and a lot of people felt exactly what I was saying. And it is true. While I agree with Justin that capitalism does have its foot on our necks, what are you going to do about it? Should you just wallow in pity, or should you just get out there and do the best that you can do? I agree with him. People are doing the very best that they can do. But don't get upset with the people that are being successful out here. Should they not be successful? What do you want? This is the United States. We are built on capitalism. What should we do? Okay? There's nothing else we can do except to either, you know what, get out there and get your own. I think that's what he's trying to do. But at the same time, Justin, you have to sit here and acknowledge the fact that you have, over the years, have done some begging of sorts. Okay? And like I said in the last video, if people want to support you, I think they have every right to support you. That is fine. But don't sit here. Matter of fact, the Trina video, I'm going to talk about that. And I know I'm going off on a tangent here, but it's going to lead to another point. Justin's sitting here trying to act like, oh, he's feeling so sensitive about the whole, I want to address this, I want to address that. Well, as if he's annoyed by addressing it, but you wanted Trina to address her so-called issues with Nikki. And then when she didn't address it the way you felt like she should address it, you dragged that woman, dragged her. And even in that dragging, I remember you specifically saying something like, well, I can't even pay my bill. I just wrote a bad check for my telephone bill. Like, come on, Justin, the same behaviors. Now, it's one thing to have capitalism beating down your neck, or the fact that you sit here and says, well, just because, you don't have nobody supporting you. I'm not asking anybody to support me, Justin. I'm not, because I have a job. And I know that maybe that's not your way of life or how you want to do it. But at the same time, you shouldn't be sitting here writing bad checks for a telephone bill when there's other ways to come about income. Okay. But Again, just sitting here and dragging Trina over the fact that you felt like she didn't address something the way you thought she should address it. Think about that for a second. Think about it. You didn't want to address this thing between you and Adrian, but I guess my video just kind of took off, unexpectedly. I wasn't expecting that. And you felt like you had to. Now, I'm not going to sit here and question what he said, what happened between him and Justin. Only he and Justin knows that. I don't know that. I'm not going to even say that he's lying. It's possible that he's not lying. It's possible that everything he said is the truth, and that's fine. Okay. But don't sit here and act like like everything was all kosher and nobody was thinking that. You guys, both of you guys have a ton of people that support you. And I only felt like it was one of those questions that a lot of people were wondering, which is why I made the video. I made the video because a lot of people were thinking the same exact thing that I was thinking. What happened between these two men? All right. But again, in all fairness, Justin has the right to respond to anything that's been said out there. And I was actually being very mild. I was mild with him. I didn't even drag him. I've seen Alexander Rogers, all right, and James Caldwell and Messy Miles drag Justin. And it was nothing nice. I didn't even drag him. Okay. I was just putting some stuff out there and asking the questions that a lot of people were curious about. But I'm glad that he responded in a way that I think is respectful. He read my ass, and that's fine. Like I said, if you put it out there, you should be able to take it. And I think that's only fair. All right. But I am glad that at least it kind of, made him want to address the thing between himself and Adrian, because a lot of people were wondering it. All right. But again, Justin, be prepared. If you're going to drag other people, you have to be prepared to get dragged too. All right. The way you drag people every day, you are the king of reads. Be prepared for it to come back to you sometimes. And that's all I was saying. That's it. That is it. I'm still going to watch your videos though. All right. I'm still going to tune in. I'm still subscribed, and I'll see y'all on the next video.